Which one of you wants to die first? That's what the man with the scar says, standing in the rain, grinning, 3 seconds before he kicks Amara's boyfriend in the ribs. But let's back up 30 seconds to the moment everything changes. Souls eat a one night market on a Thursday, rain drumming against plastic tarps. The smell of charred meat, spicy Nigerian suya, rising from Amara's grill. She's 23, flour-dusted palms, counting coins in her head while her hands flip skewers. Babe, hold this. Tariq shoves his phone at her. He's live streaming again, grinning at 50 strangers who'll never buy her food. Told you this song's gonna blow up. Amara doesn't say what she's thinking. 50 viewers don't pay our rent. She just keeps working. Her nursing shift starts in 6 hours, but Tariq's dancing now, freestyling under the tarp while drunk tourists film him. He's talented, always has been, just never talented with money. Tariq Mensa! The voice cuts through the rain like a knife through silk. 3 men step into the light. Black leather jackets, slicked hair, the kind of walk that says they've never asked for anything twice. The one in front is tall, graying at the temples, with the scar splitting his left eyebrow like a permanent sneer. You know why we're here. Amara's stomach drops. She recognizes this. Different country, same hunger. Tariq's face goes pale. I told you, next week. Next week was last month. The scarred man, Beck, flicks his wrist. The 2 men behind him move. The grill table crashes sideways. Skewers scatter across wet pavement. Amara's yell gets swallowed by the sound of fists hitting flesh. Tariq's phone shatters. His live stream dies. She lunges forward, grabs the nearest arm. Stop! He'll pay! A hand shoves her back. Not brutal, but firm enough to send her stumbling. She catches herself on the metal cart, palms slick with marinade. Tariq's on the ground now, curled tight. One of the men kicks him in the ribs, once, twice. Which one of you wants to die first? Beck pulls out a knife, 8 inches of steel catching the security light. He's not pointing it at anyone yet, just holding it. A promise. Enough! The word doesn't shout, it commands. A man steps between Beck and Tariq, tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a black overcoat that probably costs more than Amara's entire food stand. His face is all sharp angles, high cheekbones, a jawline like it was carved from marble. Rain slides off his hair. He doesn't even blink. This area falls under my company's delivery contract, he says in Korean, then switches to perfect English. You're trespassing. Leave now. Beck laughs. Choi Min-jae, the logistics king, lost your way to the office? Checking a shipment route. Min-jae pulls out his phone, types something fast. Police response time here is 4 minutes. You have 3. The knife stays in Bayek's hand. For a long moment, no one breathes. Then Bayek spits on the ground. Enjoy your heroics, CEO. We'll be back for what we're owed. He folds the knife, slowly. Then he and his men walk away like they're doing Min-jae a favor by leaving. Amara's on her knees next to Tariq before they're even gone. His lips split, bleeding into the rain. She presses her apron to the cut, fingers trembling. Ambulance is on its way, Min-jae says. He's crouched beside her now, close enough that she catches the scent of expensive cologne, cedar, and something clean. I didn't ask you to call anyone. Her voice comes out sharper than intended. You didn't have to. Tariq groans. His eyes flutter open, unfocused. Amara? I'm here. She grabs his hand. You're going to be okay. Min-jae stands, retrieves a sleek card holder from his coat, and places cash on the overturned cart. More than she'd make in a week. He adds a business card on top. For the ambulance and your damages, my attorney's information is there. If those men return, call immediately. I don't need charity. It's not charity. He meets her eyes, His gaze is steady, unreadable. I don't walk away from danger when I can help. Not my nature. The ambulance wails in the distance, growing closer. Min-jae walks into the rain, hands in his pockets like he didn't just disrupt her entire world, like this was routine for him. Amara watches him disappear, something cold and sharp settling in her chest. Who is he? And what kind of man runs toward knives instead of away from them? Fluorescent lights hum overhead like angry bees. Amara sits in a plastic chair outside the ER, still wearing her food-stained apron. Her hands won't stop trembling, so she presses them between her knees. Tariq's being examined. Possible fractured rib, concussion protocol. The nurse said family only. Amara didn't have the strength to argue that 3 years together should count for something. A man in a crisp white shirt and wire-frame glasses approaches. He's younger than Min-jae, carrying a leather folder like it contains state secrets. Ms. Okoye? His English is flawless, textbook perfect. I'm Attorney Young. Mr. Choi sent me to ensure everything's handled properly. Medical bills, police report, any ongoing concerns. Amara blinks. He didn't need to do that. He wanted to. Young places a business card on the armrest beside her, his direct number in embossed lettering. If those men return, or if you need legal assistance, call this number, day or night. I'll pay Mr. Choi back. Every one. Young's expression softens. He doesn't expect repayment. But if you'd like to discuss terms, we can arrange that too. He bows slightly, formal, respectful, and walks away. Amara stares at the card. It weighs more than paper should. The exam room door opens. Tariq limps out, one arm cradled against his ribs, white bandage stark against his brown skin. He looks diminished somehow, smaller. They cleared me to go home, he says quietly. Just need rest. Good. Amara tucks the business card into her jacket. Let's get you there. The cab ride back is silent. Tariq stares out the window, jaw clenched. She recognizes that expression, shame mixed with fury, both turned inward. Their boarding house room is barely big enough for a twin mattress and hot plate. Boxes of Tariq's unsold mixtapes line the wall like monuments to abandoned dreams. I'm sorry, he whispers after she helps him onto the bed. For what? All of it. The debt. Those guys. Dragging you into my mess. She wants to say it's not his fault, but a small, honest part of her knows it is. We'll figure it out, she says instead. The lie tastes bitter. He falls asleep within minutes, breathing shallow and pained. Amara sits on the floor, back against the wall, thinking about Min-jae's words. I don't walk away from danger when I can help. She wonders what kind of life creates a man like that, and whether she just met her salvation or her next problem. If this story's pulling you in, if you need to know what happens next, hit that like button. And subscribe because this night is just getting started. Choi Min-jae's office has floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Han River, minimalist furniture, everything designed to project authority. Right now, he feels anything but authoritative. Sir, the press got photos. Yuri, his PR lead, taps her tablet. Images appear, Min-jae in the rain, crouched beside a bleeding man, a black woman visible in the background. They're calling it CEO's secret night market brawl. Shareholders want answers. Min-jae leans back. Then give them answers. I was inspecting our warehouse district delivery routes and witnessed an assault. I intervened. That's the story because that's what happened. The board wants you to distance yourself from this situation. No. He says it quietly, but there's steel underneath. If loan sharks are operating on routes we use for shipments, it's our problem. We don't ignore threats to public welfare just because they're inconvenient. Yuri sighs. She's known Min-jae since university. You're going to fight them on this. I'm not fighting anyone. I'm doing what's right. Even if it costs you? Especially then. Min-jae turns toward the window. Anything else? Yuri hesitates. The woman, Amara Okoye, Nigerian national on a work visa, part-time nursing assistant, clean record. The man, Tariq Mensah, has concerning financial red flags, multiple loans, some connected to questionable sources. Min-jae doesn't ask why she investigated. Information is survival in his world. Monitor the situation quietly, he says. If there's more to this, I want to know. After Yuri leaves, Min-jae pulls up security footage from the warehouse district. Rewinds to earlier that evening. There, Bake's crew loading unmarked crates into a shipping container, his company's logo on the side, forged seal. He forwards the clip to Jung with one word. Evidence. At 3 a.m., Amara's phone vibrates on the floor beside her makeshift bed. Unknown number, video file. She almost deletes it, but instinct or dread makes her tap. The video is grainy, shot from inside a car. Tariq's face fills the frame. Younger, smiling, naive. A man's voice off camera. Just your signature, Mr. Mensah. Standard co-signer agreement. Your producer friend needs this for his studio loan. He's good for it. Tariq sounds uncertain. This is legal? Completely standard procedure. Happens every day in the music business. The clip cuts. Different timestamp. Tariq panicked in what looks like a warehouse. You said it was for 10 million won, not 50. I didn't know I was guaranteeing his debt. Where is he? Where's the guy who actually borrowed the money? Off-camera laughter. Gone. Which makes you responsible. Another cut. Beck's scarred face fills the screen so close she can see the anger in his eyes. 72 hours, Miss Okoye. 50 million won, or I collect payment another way. From him. From you. From anyone connected to him. I know where you sleep. I know your nursing shift schedule. I know which subway you take every morning. The video ends with an image of her boarding house, her window, then another image, the hospital where she works, then the night market, proof they've been watching everything. Amara's chest constricts. She understands now. Tariq didn't borrow the money. He guaranteed someone else's loan. Someone who vanished, leaving Tariq holding a debt he can't pay. She looks at Tariq sleeping, bruised and broken, and feels something inside her crack. How do you save someone who didn't even know they were signing their life away? Attorney Young's card is still in her jacket. She retrieves it. The embossed lettering catches the dim light from the street. Outside, souls waking up, delivery trucks rumbling, trains humming underground. The city that demanded everything from her and promised nothing in return. She types a message. I received a threatening video. Tariq's name is on a fraudulent loan guarantee. We need help. She sends it before fear can stop her. The reply comes within a minute. Office opens at 8 a.m. Be there. You're not facing this alone. Amara exhales slowly, presses her forehead to her knees. For the first time in months, she lets herself believe that maybe, just maybe, someone's actually listening. Attorney Young's office smells like leather and green tea. Amara sits across from him, spine straight despite her exhaustion. Min-jae's in the chair beside her. She didn't expect him to attend, but he arrived 5 minutes early, immaculate suit, expression unreadable. I asked him to join us, Young explains. This involves his company's property, and frankly, you need more resources than standard legal aid provides. Amara's jaw tightens, but she nods. Jung slides printed screenshots across the desk, red pen marks covering the contract beneath. This document is fraudulent. The guarantee clause was added after Mr. Mensah signed the initial paperwork. Look, the ink density differs here. The font size changes by 0.2 millimeters. The digital file's metadata shows post-signing modification. Amara leans forward. So it's fake? Legally unenforceable. Young adjusts his glasses. But men like Beck don't operate within legal boundaries. They trade in fear. White Crane Financial is what we call a gray zone operation. Debt collection, masked as legitimate lending. They're connected enough to delay warrants and disappear when pressure builds. What are our options? Minjai's voice is measured, clinical. Jung counts on his fingers. File a police report. Apply for a temporary protection order. But enforcement takes time, and Bayek's organization has enough political connections to stall proceedings indefinitely. Amara's stomach sinks. So we just wait for them to come back? No. Minjay turns to her. You accept protection, both of you. From who? But she already knows. My company maintains secure housing for employees facing external threats, private security, full legal support. You and Tariq move in until the situation resolves. I don't work for you. Then consider this a consulting contract. His gaze doesn't waver. Food service logistics. We're expanding vendor partnerships for employee meal programs. 40 hours weekly, market rate compensation. It sounds too good, too clean. What's the real cost? Amara asks. No cost, just terms. He counts on his fingers. 1. I don't control your life outside contract hours. 2. I don't interfere with your personal decisions. 3. If you want out, you leave. 24 hours notice, no penalties, no questions. Jung slides another document across. I drafted this personally. Read every clause. Take your time. Amara does. 15 careful minutes. Every word matches what Minjay described. No hidden clauses, no debt transfer, no strings binding her beyond the stated 40 hours. There's even a termination clause that requires nothing but written notice. Why? She searches Minjay's face. You don't know me. Minjay is quiet for a moment, then, I know what it's like when powerful people think fear is currency. I choose not to perpetuate that. This isn't rescue, it's partnership. You bring expertise I need. I provide security you need. That's business. Something in his tone, direct, almost respectful, makes Amara reconsider. I need to discuss this with Tariq first. Minjay nods. Of course, but Ms. Okoye? He leans forward slightly. Whatever you decide, understand this. You don't owe me gratitude or compliance. Accept this because it serves your needs. Not because you feel obligated. No man has ever said anything like that to her. I'll think about it, she says carefully. They stand. Jung bows. Minjay opens the door, small gesture, deliberate. Outside, autumn leaves scatter across Seoul's sidewalks. Minjay walks her to the curb where a cab waits. One thing, Amara says, finding her voice. If I accept this, when I accept this, I need you to understand something. I'm not someone you save. I'm someone you work with. Equal partners. Minjay's expression shifts. Respect flickers across his features. Equal partners, he agrees. Extends his hand. She shakes it. His grip is warm, brief, respectful. The cab pulls up. Through the window, she watches him return to his glass tower. But for the first time, it doesn't feel like she's on the outside looking in. It feels like a door just opened, and she gets to choose whether to walk through it. The photo goes viral at 9 a.m. Amara's in the back of Minjay's company car, leather seats, tinted windows, heading toward the secure apartment, when her phone explodes with notifications. Instagram, Twitter, Korean forums, all showing the same image. Her climbing into this exact vehicle, Minjay's hand on the door frame, his body angled toward hers like he's shielding her. The captions don't need translation. The comments do it for her. Gold digger, visa hunter, CEO's latest scandal, African girl trading up. Her hands go numb. Okoi? The driver glances in the mirror. Everything all right? She nods because she can't speak. At the apartment, modern, river view, painfully expensive, Amara locks herself in the bathroom and scrolls. The stories metastasized. Gossip sites, expat forums. Someone found her night market stand, posted photos with captions like, "From street vendor to penthouse in one night." One comment thread makes her stomach turn. These African girls know what they're doing. Target rich Asian men, get pregnant, get a visa. Another. Feel bad for the CEO, he's just being nice and now his reputation is destroyed. Another. She's pretty though. Can't blame him for wanting some exotic flavor. The words burn, each one a small cut. She's not a person to them. She's a category, a stereotype, a scandal. She wants to scream, cry, throw her phone off the balcony and watch it shatter on the pavement below. Instead, she texts Minja. "Have you seen the news?" His response is immediate. "Yes, PR is managing it. Don't engage with any media." Easy for you to say. They're calling me a prostitute. 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. I'm issuing a statement at 3 p.m. This ends today. Trust me. She stares at his message. He doesn't ask permission. Doesn't tell her to hide. He just acts. "Don't make it worse," she types back. "I won't. I promise." The hospital calls at noon. Tariq's awake, asking for her. She takes a regular taxi, refuses the company car this time, and finds him in a private room, sitting up, bandages fresh. But his eyes are hard when she enters. "So it's true," he says flatly. "What's true?" "You and him, the CEO." Tariq nods at her phone. "I saw the posts. Everyone's talking about it." Amara's chest tightens. "Tariq, he's helping us with the legal situation." "Helping?" The laugh is bitter. "Look at these pictures, Amara. The way he's standing, the way you're looking at him like he's—" "Like he's what?" "Like he matters." Tariq's voice cracks. "I'm jealous. Not because I think you're cheating, because I see the way you look at him, like he's someone who makes you feel safe, valued, important, and you've never looked at yourself that way, even after 3 years with me." The words land hard. Amara sinks into the chair beside his bed. "You think I don't know I ruined this?" Tariq continues, tears now sliding down his face. "That my debt dragged you into danger, that I was so desperate to make it in music that I signed anything put in front of me? I knew something felt wrong, Amara. Deep down I knew. But I wanted success so badly I ignored every warning sign. And now you're paying the price." "Tariq, no, let me finish." He wipes his face roughly. "But seeing you with him, you look alive. Like he inspired something in you I never could. Because I was always taking from you your energy, your money, your belief in me. He's giving to you, offering protection without demanding anything back. That's what you deserve. That's what I should have been." "That's not. It's true." He meets her eyes, and I don't blame you for it. For the first time in 3 years, Amara sees Tariq clearly. Not the ambitious rapper, not the boyfriend she tried to build up, just a young man who never learned to stand on his own. "I'm testifying against Beck," she says quietly. "The contract's fraudulent. Jung can prove it." But afterward, "You're done with me." Not a question. "I'm choosing myself." She reaches for his hand. "And I need you to do the same. Stop running. Face this debt. Fix your mistakes. Grow up." Tariq's throat works. "What if I can't?" "Then you learn how, but I can't teach you anymore." They sit in heavy silence. The medical equipment beeps softly. Outside, Seoul continues its relentless pace. Finally, Tariq speaks. "He better treat you right. It's not, we're not. Yet. A sad smile. But you will be. And when you are, make sure he knows. You didn't need saving. You just needed someone strong enough to stand beside you instead of in front of you. Amara's eyes burn. She blinks back the tears. I'll remember, she whispers. The company rooftop opens to Seoul's sprawling skyline. Min-jae stands at the edge, watching dusk paint the city orange and pink. The emergency board meeting just ended. He can still hear the chairman's voice. The shareholders demand you withdraw support before White Crane destroys everything we've built. Min-jae said nothing, just walked out. Knew I'd find you here. Yuri appears beside him, arms crossed against the evening chill. They're preparing a no-confidence vote. Beck sent another message. He'll torch the Sangam container yard unless you back down. 60 million won in merchandise. 3 international contracts. All gone. He's bluffing. Are you certain? Yuri's voice carries genuine concern. Min-jae, I've known you since business school. I watched you build this company from nothing. But this fight over one girl, it's not about her. Min-jae turns to face his oldest friend. It's about principle. We built this company on transparency and responsibility. The moment I surrender to criminal threats, everything we stand for becomes meaningless. Even if it costs everything. Especially then. His voice is soft but unyielding. Principles without cost aren't principles. They're just convenient opinions. Yuri studies him for a long moment. Sighs. You're impossible. And weirdly inspiring. I'll take it. What's the strategy? We set a trap. Min-jae pulls out his phone, displays a document. Beck's using our containers for smuggling. Young's building a case, GPS logs, forged seals, dock worker testimonies. When he moves against the yard, police will be waiting. That's incredibly risky. Less risky than surrender. He pockets the phone. Tell the board I'm not backing down. They can remove me if they choose, but I won't be moved by fear. Amara stands outside Tariq's new studio apartment, ground floor, modest, arranged by attorney Young. She's carrying a box of his belongings, mixtapes, a microphone, a framed photo of his mother. He opens the door. The bruises have faded to yellow-green. There's a guitar case in the corner she doesn't recognize. Hey, he says. Hey. She sets the box inside. New guitar? Borrowed from a producer. He thinks I should try acoustic. Says my voice works better without heavy beats covering it. Tariq's voice is tentative, but there's something new in it. Hope, maybe. Or determination. He's helping me book a small local tour. Nothing major. Small clubs, coffee shops, maybe a few universities. But it's legitimate work. Honest work. That's wonderful. She means it. Yeah, figured I'd start over. Face my mistakes instead of hiding from them. Try to become someone worth respecting. He pauses. I've been going to therapy too. The Shield Fund, Min-jae's organization, they connected me with a counselor who specializes in financial trauma. Helps people understand why they make bad money decisions. It's been eye-opening. I'm so proud of you, Tariq. Really. Tariq's eyes glisten. I messed up everything, the loan, our relationship, your safety. But I need you to know I wasn't using you. I just didn't know how to be better. You deserved someone who is already whole, not someone you had to piece together. We both did. She pulls him into a careful hug. Don't let him control you, Tariq whispers. That CEO, he's powerful. Make sure he sees you as his equal. Amara pulls back. He already does. Good. A sad but genuine smile. Then maybe he's worthy of you. They part on the steps. No tears, just quiet understanding that some relationships teach you what you deserve rather than giving it to you. Walking through Seoul's evening streets, Amara feels simultaneously lighter and terrified. She texts Minja, "You were right. I needed to choose myself first. Thank you for respecting that." His reply comes quickly. "You made that choice yourself. I just didn't interfere." She smiles at her phone, then adds, "I won't live by fear anymore, his or anyone else's, including my own." "Good," Minjae responds, "neither will I." The call comes at midnight. Amara's asleep on the apartment couch when her phone vibrates. Unknown number. "Hello?" "Amara Okoye." Beck's voice is smooth, dangerous. "You've been avoiding me." Her blood turns cold. "How did you get this number?" "Your ex-boyfriend is with me. Shame about your breakup." "He tried to record our meeting. Very foolish." A pause. "Come to the container yard. Sangam District, Warehouse 12, 1 hour. Alone. Or I ensure Tariq never plays music again. Hands are delicate instruments." "I'm calling the police?" "Will you?" Beck sounds amused. "Your CEO's wealth can't help you here, Ms. Okoye. This is my territory." The line goes dead. Amara's trembling. She dials Minja immediately. He answers on the first ring. "Amara?" "Beck has Tariq, container yard, warehouse 12. He wants me there, alone." Silence. Then, "I'm coming." "No." She cuts him off. "Call the police. Coordinate with them. No hero complex. I'm not watching another person get hurt because of misplaced courage." "Amara, promise me." Minjae is quiet for a beat, then, "I promise. But I'm calling Detective Han right now and tracking your phone. You don't enter that yard without backup." "Agreed." She's already grabbing her jacket. "The GPS tracking on your shipping containers. Can they be monitored in real time?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because if Bayek's using your yard, he's using your equipment. That makes it evidence. We can trap him legally." She can hear Minjae's smile. "You're brilliant." "I'm terrified," she corrects. "But I'm done running." "So am I." His voice shifts, becomes gentle. "Amara, stay alive until I can get there. Please." "You too." She ends the call, stares at her reflection in the dark window. 23 years old, foreign city, walking into a criminal confrontation. What am I doing? But she knows. She's choosing truth, dignity, herself. She walks toward the door. The container yard is a steel labyrinth. Amara moves between the stacked units, breath misting in the cold October air. Somewhere, a dog barks. Industrial river smell clings to everything. Her hands shake in the dim security lighting. Every shadow looks like a threat. Every sound makes her jump. She thinks about her mother back in Lagos. What would she say if she knew her daughter was walking into danger like this? Her mother who worked 3 jobs to send her to nursing school. Her mother who believed education was the path to safety. "I'm sorry, Mama," she thinks, "but I can't run anymore." "Mate, Okoye." Beck steps out from behind a container marked with a red seal. "Punctual? I value that." 2 men flank him. Between them, Tariq, hands zip-tied behind his back, mouth taped, fresh bruise on his temple, blood dried at the corner of his eye. His eyes are wide with fear and apology and something else. Pride, maybe, that she came. Amara's knees want to buckle, but she locks them, stands tall. "Release him," Amara says. Her voice only trembles slightly. "Soon." Beck lights a cigarette, flame illuminating his scarred face. "First, we negotiate. Your CEO is causing problems, filing complaints, freezing accounts, making noise with prosecutors. Very inconvenient, so here's my offer. Convince him to withdraw. Drop all legal action, and I forgive the debt. Everyone walks away clean. And if I refuse, then I demonstrate consequences." He gestures at Tariq. "Starting with him. Then your business, your nursing license, your visa status. I have connections throughout this city, Ms. Okoye. People disappear easily here." Amara's heart pounds against her ribs, but she steadies her voice. You're right, she says. Minjai is interfering because you're operating on his property, using his containers for smuggling. The police will find that very interesting, especially with GPS tracking on every single unit. Beck's smile falters. You're bluffing. Am I? Amara tilts her head. Or did you just confess while being recorded? She pulls her phone from her pocket. Screen illuminated. Call active. Detective Hahn. Beck's expression darkens. You. Who can wealth save? Amara cuts him off. Her voice is steel now. Not wealth, Beck. The law. And it's coming for you right now. Sirens wail in the distance, growing closer. Beck's men exchange nervous glances. One starts backing away. Stay where you are, Beck barks. But as authorities crumbling, headlights flood the yard, police vehicles, doors slamming, voices shouting, Police, hands in the air. Beck drops his cigarette, grinds it underfoot, looks at Amara with something almost like respect. Clever girl, he says quietly. But remember, people like me always have friends. Yeah, Amara replies, so do people like me. Detective Hahn appears, a stern woman in her 50s, badge gleaming. Bak Sung-ho, you're under arrest for extortion, blackmail, and operating an illegal debt collection ring. Officers move forward, handcuffs click. Another officer cuts Tariq's restraints. He collapses forward. Amara catches him. You okay? She whispers. He nods against her shoulder, shaking but whole. Minjay appears at the yard's edge. He doesn't approach, just stands there, hands in pockets, watching, ensuring she's safe. When their eyes meet across the distance, he nods once. She nods back. We did this, together, as equals. The police take statements until sunrise. Beck's arrested. Extortion, blackmail, illegal debt collection operations. 2 associates provide evidence against him for reduced sentences. Attorney Jung arrives with documentation, forged contracts, GPS logs, testimonies from 3 other victims who were too frightened to speak before. Tariq's released, shaken but unharmed. He squeezes Amara's hand once before a police escort takes him to his apartment. Minjay arrives as dawn breaks, still in yesterday's suit, tie loosened. He looks human, vulnerable. You all right? He asks. Amara nods. You? Better now. He glances at the yard, police tape everywhere, evidence markers dotting the ground. Detective Hahn says Bayek's organization is being dismantled, multiple connected operations. This is larger than we realized. Good. Amara wraps her arms around herself. The morning is cold. He can't hurt anyone else now. Minjay removes his jacket, drapes it over her shoulders. It smells like cedar and safety. I need to hold a press conference, he says, today, before the shareholders create their own narrative. What will you say? The truth. He meets her eyes. That your courage exposed criminal activity on my company's property, that we failed to notice because we prioritized efficiency over ethics. And that changes now. Amara studies him. You're going to take responsibility. Yes, not blame, responsibility. There's a difference. Blame is about shame. Responsibility is about action and change. She searches his face, the exhaustion, the integrity. You're not backing down, she says. Never. A small, genuine smile. Come with me to the conference, if you're willing. Why? Because this is your story too, and you deserve to be heard. The press conference begins at noon. The headquarters auditorium is packed. Reporters, cameras, shareholders in expensive suits radiating disapproval. Amara sits in the front row beside Attorney Jung. Minjai stands at the podium, and despite the chaos, he appears completely calm. Good afternoon. I'm Choi Minjae, CEO of Choi Logistics. Last night, Seoul police arrested Baek Sung-ho and dismantled White Crane Financial, a criminal organization operating on our property. The room erupts, questions fly, cameras flash. Minjae raises one hand. Let me be clear, this represents our organizational failure. White Crane used our facilities because we didn't scrutinize closely enough. We prioritized operational efficiency over ethical oversight. That ends immediately. He clicks a remote. A presentation appears behind him. Effective today, we're establishing the Shield Fund, 100 million won annually dedicated to supporting victims of predatory lending, free legal representation, safe housing, job placement assistance, counseling services, because safety isn't privilege, it's a human right. Murmurs ripple through the room, some approving, others skeptical. A shareholder stands, older man, expensive watch, entitled posture. Mr. Choi, this is generous publicity, but the board requested you withdraw from this case. You refused. You risked the company. Why should we trust your judgment? Minjae's expression doesn't shift. Because withdrawal would have allowed criminal activity to continue. It would have meant another young person signing fraudulent documents, another family destroyed by debts they didn't legitimately owe. I won't prioritize our stock price over human lives. If that's unacceptable, I'll resign. But I won't compromise on principles. Silence, heavy and tense. Then another shareholder stands, a woman in her 60s. I support CEO Choi's decision. If we can't maintain basic ethical standards, what exactly are we building? Another shareholder rises, then another. Not all of them, but enough. The older man sits. His expression is tight, but he doesn't argue further. Minjae continues. I've also heard concerns about my personal involvement. Some say I should have maintained distance, let professionals handle everything. He pauses, looks directly at the cameras. Leadership isn't about distance. It's about presence when it matters. I don't regret my actions. I'd make the same choices again. A reporter stands. What about the woman? There are photos, relationship speculation. Minjae's jaw tightens. Miss Samara Okoye isn't a victim or a scandal. She's the reason we're standing here. Her courage exposed this operation. Her integrity guided our response. She's now a consultant with my company. Because I hire people who demonstrate strength and principles, she's here today. If you have questions, direct them to her respectfully. Every camera swivels toward Amara. She freezes. Didn't expect this. Young touches her elbow. You don't have to, but she stands anyway. I don't have a prepared statement, she says. Her voice carries clearly. But I'll say this, I'm not anyone's charity case. I'm not a scandal. I'm a woman who refused to be intimidated. And I found a partner, not a savior, who respected that enough to stand beside me rather than in front of me. That's everything you need to know. She sits. Her heart races, but she feels lighter. The conference ends 20 minutes later. Shareholders file out, some angry, others thoughtful. Yuri approaches Minjae, whispers something, he nods. Then he walks to Amara. Thank you, he says quietly, for speaking up. Thank you for not speaking for me. They exit together through the lobby into Seoul's autumn afternoon. The air is crisp. Leaves swirl across the plaza. I meant what I said, Minjae says. About partnership, if you're interested. In what? Building something. He stops walking, turns to face her. I don't know exactly what yet. Maybe it's professional collaboration, maybe friendship, maybe it becomes more. But I want to find out. With you, at whatever pace feels right. Amara's breath catches. That's very direct. I'm not good at pretending when I know what I want. Minjae's smile is slightly crooked. But I'm very good at patience when it matters, so No pressure, no expectations, just genuine interest and deep respect. She studies his face, the vulnerability there, the sincerity. I need to finish my nursing degree, she says, and establish my food business properly and figure out who I am beyond survival mode. Okay, and I need independence, my own apartment, my own schedule, no checking in, no interference. Agreed. And if this becomes anything romantic, if it's because we choose each other deliberately, not because I needed rescue. Min-jae's smile widens. I wouldn't accept anything less. Amara extends her hand. Partners, equal footing, we'll see where it leads. He takes her hand, shakes it. His grip is warm, steady, brief. Deal, he says. They stand on the plaza, hands clasped, soul spinning around them. And for the first time in years, Amara feels like she's exactly where she belongs. The food truck sits in the Choi Logistics parking lot corner. Bright yellow paint, hand-painted sign, Amara's Kitchen. Seoul meets Lagos. The lunch crowd forms early, dock workers, office staff, curious locals drawn by the aroma of suya, Nigerian-style spiced grilled meat. Amara's hands move efficiently, plating orders, calling numbers, and improving Korean. Her nursing scrubs hang in the truck's back corner. She works night shifts twice weekly now, but mostly she's here, building this dream with her own hands. 2 suya sticks, extra spice, she calls out. A familiar figure approaches the window. Min-jae, hands in pockets, slight smile on his face. How's business, he asks. Excellent. She hands him a wrapped stick. Complimentary, partner discount. I'm not your boss. Employer, then. Partner, he corrects, takes a bite. His eyes widen like they do every time. This is outstanding. I know, Amara grins. Say it again, though. I enjoy hearing it. Min-jae laughs, low and genuine. They've been doing this careful dance for months now. Slow, respectful. Coffee dates that evolved into dinner dates that turned into long walks along the Han River. Late-night phone calls about nothing important. What she ate for lunch, a funny customer interaction, the way the sunset looked from her apartment window. Hand-holding that feels momentous every single time, like they're teenagers discovering romance for the first time. Last week he kissed her, soft, tentative. After walking her home from a movie they'd both pretended to watch while being hyper-aware of each other's presence. He'd asked, "May I?" And she'd nodded, and when their lips met, it felt like everything in her life had been leading to that moment. She kissed him back, and it felt like arriving home after years of wandering. Tariq's performing well, Min-jae says, watching the lunch crowd. I saw his name on a music festival lineup. Mid-tier slot. Respectable venue. Yeah, he sent tickets. Amara wipes down the counter. I'm genuinely proud of him. He's building something authentic now. You both are. A delivery truck pulls up. The driver waves. Amara waves back. 6 months ago, she wouldn't have known his name. Now she knows everyone. The dock supervisor who orders double spice, the accountant who's vegetarian, the security guard who brings his daughter on weekends. She's woven into this place. Not because Min-jae created space for her, because she claimed it. I have something for you, Min-jae says, pulls an envelope from his jacket. If this is money, it's not. He places it on the counter. It's an acceptance letter. Seoul National University, School of Nursing. Full scholarship through the Shield Fund. You applied 3 months ago. You were accepted. Amara's hands still. She stares at the envelope. How did you? I didn't influence anything. I didn't even know you'd applied until Young mentioned it yesterday. You accomplished this entirely yourself. She opens it with trembling fingers. Reads, Congratulations, Miss Okoye. We are pleased to inform you. Tears prick her eyes. She blinks them back. I got in, she whispers. You got in. Minjai's smile is radiant. You brilliant, remarkable woman. You earn this. The lunch rush continues, but Amara steps out of the truck, walks to where Minjai stands, pulls him into a fierce hug. He holds her back, steady, safe. I'm so proud of you, he murmurs against her hair. I'm proud of me too. She pulls back, looks up at him. And I'm proud of us for taking our time, for building this right. So am I. Minjai cups her face gently. Amara Okoye, nursing student, business owner, the woman who refused to back down. Partner of Choi Minjai, the CEO who refused to step back. They're both smiling now, ridiculous, happy. I love you, Minjai says. Simple, true. I'm in love with you, and I'm not afraid to say it anymore. Amara's breath catches. She's known for weeks, felt it in every careful gesture, every patient moment, every time he chose her comfort over his desires. I love you too, she says. I'm in love with you, and I choose you, not because I need you, because I want you. He kisses her then, soft and deep and full of promise. The parking lot fades. The city fades. There's just this, two people who found each other in chaos and decided to stay. When they separate, breathless, a voice calls from the food truck line. Excuse me? Is this place still open, or are we watching a romance unfold here? Amara laughs. Minjai laughs. She playfully pushes his chest. Back to work, she says. Yes, ma'am. She returns to the truck. He lingers, watching her work. This woman who taught him that strength isn't about control. It's about choosing vulnerability with someone who's earned it. A week later, Minjai's niece visits the office. She's 8, missing her front tooth, obsessed with cooking shows. Uncle, is Amara here? She asks immediately upon arrival. At the food truck, Minjai ruffles her hair. Want to visit? Yes. They walk across the parking lot together, her small hand in his. When they reach the truck, Amara's face illuminates. Hey, you, she leans out the window. Ready for your cooking lesson? You remembered? The girl bounces excitedly. Of course. The afternoon blurs with spices, laughter, and an 8-year-old learning to flip skewers without burning herself. Minjai watches from a respectful distance, managing emails but glancing up frequently. His expression is soft, unguarded, full of something that resembles forever. Later, walking his niece back, she tugs his sleeve. Uncle, when are you marrying Amara? Minjai crouches down, meeting her serious eyes. When she's ready, and when I've shown her I'm worthy. Why? Do you approve? The girl considers this with judicial gravity, then nods solemnly. I approve, but she has to keep teaching me to cook. Deal. That evening, Amara and Minjai sit on a rooftop. Not his penthouse, not hers, but a communal space in the building where she finally leased a proper apartment. The Han River glitters below. Seoul spreads out like a constellation. Your niece asked when you're getting married, Minjai says casually. Amara chokes on her tea. What? I told her when you're ready, and when I've demonstrated I'm worthy. Amara sets down her cup, turns to face him. Minjai, look at me. He does. His eyes are vulnerable in the moonlight. You don't have to demonstrate anything, she says. You already have, every single day, when you stood beside me, when you gave me space, when you chose truth over convenience. You've proven it continuously. So, eventually, his voice is tentative, hopeful. Eventually, she leans into him. His arm encircles her shoulders, warm and steady. When we're both ready, when it's right, but yes, eventually. They sit there until stars appear, building something new, together, equal, whole. Soul hums below, millions of lights, millions of stories. Amara thinks about the night market, the rain, the moment Minjae stepped forward instead of backward. No one saved me, she thinks. I chose myself first. Then I chose him. She says it aloud because truth deserves voice. No one saved me. I chose myself first. Then I chose you. Minjae presses a kiss to her temple. Soft, reverent. Thank you, he whispers. For what? For letting me stand beside you. For teaching me what partnership truly means. For being exactly who you are. Amara smiles into the night. Thank you for not stepping back. They sit wrapped in each other, watching Soul breathe. And in the distance, a yellow food truck glows in the darkness. A small light in an enormous city, proof that some stories don't end. They just begin again, better this time, with love that's earned, not demanded, with respect that's given freely, not taken, with equality that's fought for and won together, with partnership that honors both people fully, with vulnerability that feels safe instead of terrifying, together, equal, always. If this story touched something in you, if you believe in love that's earned, not given, in women who choose themselves first and discover everything after, then show me. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear that they're enough exactly as they are. And subscribe because every single night we're telling stories about women who refuse to back down and find the love they deserve. Tomorrow night, another story waits. Another woman who demands respect. Another man who learns what it means to truly stand beside her. See you then. Sleep well, beautiful soul. And remember, you are worthy of a love that meets you exactly where you are.